Hey everybody, welcome to the Twisted Cat Outdoors podcast, where we give you information on tournaments, events, everything in the catfishing world, bringing you value, tips and tricks, things that you can do out there on the water. Let's get this show started.
I think that just set a Twisted Cat Outdoors 3-fish record.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Monday night, October 6th. We just finished up in Alton, Illinois for the Alton Catfish Classic. Points have been updated, and we just have a few events left. So we have this coming weekend in Savannah, Tennessee for still a spot to get some points, and then Keystone Lake in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That'll be October 25th, and then 2 weeks off, and then we're going to Morgan City, Louisiana, Friday, November 7th and 8th. We'll have our captain's dinner Thursday evening, the 6th, but you got to have that special invite to the 2026 National 25. Yeah, I'm a year ahead, but 2025 National Championship. Oh my, it's been a long weekend. And I know that we talked at the tournament, we were going to go over numbers. So as you can see, actually, Jake Hockey and Justin Borgfield's the first one. And as you can see, their dissolved oxygen was 10.41, water temp 76. So we've got a special guest on tonight, so we're going to skip some of this stuff and kind of get right into our championship and all that goes along with that. So it's brand new area for a lot of us. We're super excited about, but we want to kind of do a deep dive on what it entails, places to stay, what it looks like, how to pronounce that long name river. And like I said, we're super excited. So without further ado, let me introduce Allison Ledet with Cajun Coast, and I will bring her in. Okay, Allison, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, well, welcome to the show, a Monday night podcast on a catfishing tournament series. So you probably didn't think that you'd ever be on a catfishing podcast, did you?
Not at all. I've told you this before. Growing up, fishing was boring because you didn't talk. You just sat there, and I hated it, every second of it. But I've come to learn through your videos that, you know what, it can actually be really fun. When a fish slaps you in the face, I want to experience that. I want to watch you guys do that. Not me.
Yeah. No, so it's a long story, and I know, you reached out probably, was it 3 years ago, and I got an email from you, and I think we had a phone call, and he said, hey, we'd love to have a catfishing tournament, down in Morgan City on the, is it Atchafalaya River, right?
Atchafalaya. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it took me a long time to be able to say that, but I did a ton of Google research, and like everything I found was just like some small blue cats or small channel cats. And I watched YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, and just didn't find much. And then we decided, I think you called back again like months later, and I'm like, okay, well, Liz and I will go down there and we'll give it a try. And all I can say is the first 5 minutes, it was chaos. And I was like, wow, this place is magical. So we have now been down there, I think, a total of 4 or 5 times. I've been down there probably another 2 times after that. And it is it is our favorite place to go. Not just with the fishing, but like just the hospitality. We're going back for Thanksgiving, we're going back for Christmas, and obviously we'll be there in a few weeks for the championship. But the place is very magical, and it's hard to explain that to people. So that's why having you on tonight to kind of explain all this and pictures and boat ramps and stuff like that. And we can all learn how to pronounce the Atchafalaya River. So
yeah, I'll educate you on them Cajun words just a little bit. I'm not from here, so I can only help you with the things that I know. You have to come down here to learn the things that they know.
Yeah, and especially from Illinois boy coming all the way down there. I mean, it is a different world. Food, everything. I mean, people are super nice. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I said, we absolutely love it. And Liz's personal best actually came from, now I still can't pronounce this one, the lake there. How you pronounce it?
Lake Pelord.
Lake Pelord. Okay. It doesn't look like Pelord when I look at it, but anyways, yeah. So that lake, I remember we first went out on it, and I think it's like an 8-foot depth or max depth. And I'm like, can we even run the boat, or are we supposed to idle? And we started seeing boats going. And so we've been on that quite a bit. And that's where her 65-pound personal best has came from. And then we did a podcast on that lake too, and caught a 38, 36 in July, when Brian St. Amos said that you can't catch catfish in July in shallow water like that. So we did.
See, I mean, we're nothing but water. We're surrounded by water where we're located. So it's prime time fishing all the time. Like, we're so close to the Gulf that we have access to all the versions of fishing. So it's the perfect place. If you want to fish and retire and fish for the rest of your life, you should just move here. You might as well.
Well, so I did hear that somebody bought a cabin there already. So, and like I said, if you follow us on Twisted Cat very much, everybody has seen us. You can go down there and catch catfish, and then in 20 minutes catch redfish or sharks or alligator gar, black drum, like all this crazy stuff. And then there's blue crab. And like, I know we shouldn't say this on live, but when we were dragging in that lake, Pelord, we seen like a crab trap. We didn't know what a crab trap was. So when we came up, we just see this big float, and we pulled it up, and there are blue crabs, and they're like, oh, wow. So, it's brackish water, I guess, but it's I don't know, it's just unique. And, being there during the holidays, like the restaurants were still open, and, we ate at a Mexican restaurant close to the hotel. And then that one buffet style place, what's the name of it? That's always open. Shoney's. I mean, you wouldn't think on Christmas and Thanksgiving Eve they've got good food, but they do. Yeah. So, and it was packed too. So pretty cool. Like I said, it's an awesome area. You got two cities right across from each other with the nice bridge going across. So yeah, I guess let's maybe play a video to kind of showcase a little bit about the area, and then we'll start doing a dive in like boat ramps, and we have aerial views of the boat ramps. How are we going to do the weigh-in and all that stuff? Let's see. Here's the video. So we'll play this video.
And museums. Rich in mesmerizing beauty, seductive waterways, dreamlike moments. The Cajun Coast is one of America's most beautiful, mysterious natural areas. Take the time to venture into our scenic waterways, brimming with wildlife, as well as shopping for every taste. Historic treasures, casino nightlife, and museums. Rich in unique outdoor recreational experiences and many ways to explore it. Abundant Cajun culture and cuisine and Chitimacha Native American history. The Cajun Coast will work its magic on you. Explore our mystically beautiful Cajun Coast. Find out more at CajunCoast.com.
Yeah, that's a cool little video there. Let me pull up. Where's my map? All right. So first we'll kind of show. So here is kind of an aerial view. And just to kind of give everybody an idea, so you have New Orleans is right here, Baton Rouge, and then right down here, Morgan City. So how far would you say from like Baton Rouge to get to Morgan City?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Depending on traffic, obviously, but an hour and a half if you aren't fighting the awful traffic that Baton Rouge has.
True. And you're right. So it took me a while to understand that you were like, you guys are almost on an island. You're surrounded by water, and this map does not do justice at all. I've learned that, but I always come in, and here's the Atchafalaya, and then there's just water everywhere. But so you've got Morgan City right here, right across. You have Berwick. The Atchafalaya splits it right down there, and then your office is right here, which is
Yep.
close to the Holiday Inn. Usually the Holiday Inn. There's several hotels here: Holiday Inn, La Quinta, Best Western, and then just down here you got the Clarion. But then all right here behind your office, which is crazy. This is all, doesn't even look like it, but it's all swampland.
Yes.
And this lake doesn't, like I said, it's massive. You can barely see the other side of the lake when you're, here. But it's all, together. You have flat lake, grassy lake, and then just water. I mean, I don't know that you can go anywhere in the area and not see water.
Mm-mm. It's rare.
It's very rare. So let's start. What should we start with? The boat ramps?
Yeah, we can do that.
So there's going to be 4 boat ramp options. This will be
That is
first
that's the one in Berwick. That's the Jesse Fontenot launch. That one, you had told me that you saw that it actually might cost. I thought it didn't, so I'm going for you guys. I'm going to go look and verify that. But as far as we knew, it was free for you to launch out of. It launches straight into the Atchafalaya River from right there. So it's one of the perfect launches for you to get out of. And obviously you can see it's got ample amount of parking.
Yeah, no, that is the very first ramp we went to when Liz and I went down there. So, don't they have like 3D views on this?
Yes. I think it's that little dot over there by the plus and minus sign. It was earlier for me, at least. I guess not anymore.
That's a photo. Yeah, I mean, it is a very nice ramp. I mean, very nice. You can put several boats in at a time. Tons of parking. And like I said, and what's unique that you got to realize this is all, the tide affects this. I mean, the water goes up and down here, which I never understood that for a while, the first couple times down there. But, right there, you got the river and you got some deep water too, all right here. And then I never even went down this path. There's just, like I said, if you start scrolling, look, just water everywhere. Just crazy. But so that is going to be one of the ramps, which is just right down from when you cross the bridge into Berwick. There's Hanko Boats is here. That's where I always turn off Highway 90, and then it takes you right there. Nice little road. Get down there. Use it a lot of times. So ramp is really nice. That's going to be definitely give you to the lower river section below the city. And then the next one, I guess the upper river would be Russo's.
Yeah, this side is Russo's Landing. If you blink, you'll miss the sign that says it. You kind of got to go uphill to get to that ramp, but it leads right out into Flat Lake, which runs off into the Atchafalaya River. So all of these connect into the river itself.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll pull the map back up. So if here's the lower one, you'll just go up the river under the bridge, and it is literally right here. So that's that one, and then right across the road would be
Lake Inn Park.
Yeah,
this
literally.
Side,
yeah,
literally across the street, just a little bit further up for this one. And you just follow the channel out into the Lake Pelord, and Lake Pelord, obviously he showed you the lake earlier, how it just goes straight out into, well, it's Avoca Island, little river bend, but it leads into the Atchafalaya River. You just got to follow it out.
Yeah, so it's literally right here.
So
it's all, and it just look how big that lake is. And all of it, I mean, it's just, you got Flat Lake there, the river here. Now, I think that there's a lock and dam on this side somewhere, maybe. I think that maybe that's a train bridge. there's a lot of things I've got to learn, but there's water just everywhere where you can kind of, get to the other places. And then the other place, which you do have to pay, is this is where I put in also several times, just down from the other lake one, where you got to go through the campground to get here. And it's another nice, very nice ramp.
Yes. That's Lake Inn Park itself. That's the actual campground. So like if you have an RV, you might as well just park it right there and load out of that one because you already paid to get entrance into the campground.
I mean, these 3 ramps are literally, I mean, you've got the Russo right here that gets you into Flat Lake and the river. You've got the Lake Inn Park right here that's just right straight into the lake. And then right here is the in the campground. And then here's the ramps for that. So, I mean, those 3 ramps are boom, boom, boom. And then right below the bridge in Berwick, you've got your other ramps. So 4 total ramps that'll be accessible. And then we'll start and kind of do everything. Here's your downtown. And we've done some videos and stuff from there, actually. So what should we show? The captain's dinner page?
I'm hungry if they haven't already ate.
So this is what's going to be going down. So kind of explain this whole setup and how that works. It ain't like we just buy it at the store off the shelf.
It shocks me when people don't have access to the shrimp the way we do down here. This is boiled shrimp. Down here you have crawfish and you have shrimp. It's a regular, if you're not eating it in the spring and the fall, you're not from Louisiana. That's all it comes down to. A shrimp boil is a classic, and we just wanted you guys to have a taste of the culture down here. Morgan City and Berwick specifically was built off of the shrimping industry, so much so that we have a festival in Labor Day weekend of every year called the Shrimp and Petroleum Festival. And so right off the dock, I didn't picture it, right off there, you'll see shrimp boats lined up on both sides of the bridge. It's nothing for right now. This morning, I probably could have bought 50 pounds straight off the boat. They're always out there. It's very
so this
unique.
Is right. Yeah, right here.
Right. Yeah. And so the goal right here is we'd love to create this sort of, so recently our Morgan City Main Street people created this event called Boat to Table Dinner. And Alex saw it and he was like, oh, that's really cool. And I was like, I'm sure we could try to recreate something smaller for you guys. And so that's what we're going to try to do is so we're going to have tables set up along the dock. Hopefully it's not raining. I'm already working on rainy day plans just in case, but we're going to have tables set up. We're going to see if we can get some alcohol vendors set up for you guys if you would like to purchase any. But we'd love to have a shrimp boil for you guys. That way you can get a taste of South Louisiana. I mean, literally taste what we have and you'll end up wanting to come back for more. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm going to actually show, I think I just found a picture on the Morgan City. Let's see, share. Yeah. So that is right here is actually the little thing you're having. That's where we're going to do ours, which is pretty cool. That's a sweet little setup. Just like that.
Yeah.
So that's a good view to kind of show you the hard dock and then the shrimp boats coming up, the wall, the Morgan City wall. Everybody hanging out. Yeah, that's a good view right there. So that's kind of how that's where our dinner's going to be right there.
Yep.
That is awesome.
We're also in the process of seeing if we can get some live music. That way you guys, because that's part of our culture down here is we don't need a reason to celebrate. It's hurricanes coming. We're going to party. Like you don't need any other reason than just to have fun. So we're working on creating a true Louisiana experience for you guys.
Yeah, and that's what we want. You know what I mean? To showcase that, and yeah, that's going to be awesome. There's another good view to kind of show
the docks.
You know, the bridge there, the docks. How we're going to do the weigh-in. So you want to kind of explain how that's looking?
Yeah, so we're in the works with the city to get the details of it laid out. But I would personally love to see the bridge. So the bridge that connects Morgan City to Berwick is iconic. It's been used in movies. It's used, people come from everywhere to take photographs of it. And so I think it'd be really cool as your backdrop for your for the weigh-in itself, for
Yeah.
your video. And I think it'd be really cool to have that for you guys. And so the goal here is to have your trailer set up on the other side of the seawall, with them coming in from right off the bridge and just kind of flowing out to where it just makes this big loop, and then you'll have parking under the bridge. That way, if you want to get out of your vehicle and come look at the rest of the weigh-in, you can. We're just trying to make it as seamless as possible, with also putting that Morgan City Cajun Coast flair on it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't get to fish it though. I'll be on shore all day, or for a couple days, but I'll be back there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we showed all the boat ramps. We showed the weigh-in, the captain's dinner. There's a little stuff like some things to do. So if you're bringing your family, like what kind of other things are there to do in the area? Besides
a lot
canoeing,
of
I won't be
unique
canoeing.
things. Yeah. If you want to kayak, we have lots of places to kayak. We can definitely tell you those little spots. Specifically to rent it would be Lake End Park, and then Sycamore Point Park has a way for you to do it. And then one of my favorite unique things to tell people about is, if you look at the top left image with the group doing their little hands like that, that right there is Mr. Charlie's oil rig. And that is the only place in the world where you can go and get onto an offshore oil rig. And so if you don't work in the oil field, this is a really unique experience, because you get to go on and see where they eat, where they slept. They've preserved it in a way to where you can actually see how it operates. And so it is a really neat experience. It's one of a kind, and it's actually, this past December, it became a national landmark. So it's really cool. And then actually another thing for you guys to do if you have your family with you, or you just want something to do after you've been fishing all day, is the same weekend you guys are in town for the national championship is the Lighthouse Festival. And Berwick has what's called the Southwest Reef Lighthouse. And it's just a little iconic lighthouse that they've got. It's red, and it's the logo for Berwick. It represents their way of life. And so that's the two images I've got on the left and the right in the middle, showing you the festival itself. There'll be rides, there's a food truck. We're giving you all kinds of fun stuff while you're in town. And then we've got lots of museums.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to this video in 2 years and go, remember where it all started, and now, I mean, it's gonna really grow, the catfishing. I wonder what the locals will think with all these catfish guys coming down. Be interesting.
I think they'll like it. I mean, whenever you guys came your first time for Thanksgiving, they were all over looking at your truck like, oh, that's so cool that y'all are in town. So I think they'll like seeing all of you guys here.
Joseph, can we get the number for that RV park?
The Lake End one? Yeah. Let's see. I can look it up. Let's see.
Yeah, so that lake, that is, I'll show you, Joe, too. So yeah, Joe, that park it's in a really good spot. So you got everything down here. I mean, you got Walmart Market. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can get to, I mean, really quick. But it's right here. So you'll come off this road, pull into the campground.
Mm-hmm.
Here's actually, this might show a few pictures.
Oh, so that's what it's saying.
Oh, yeah, check that out.
The phone number is 985-380-4623.
985-380-4632.
23.
23.
And their website is lakeendpark.net. And if you do have family that ends up camping out there with you, they have a walking trail. They've got a playground out there. Um, it's they've got beach volleyball. They got a little bit of everything out there.
They do. I wish. Oh, there's. Yeah, that's a little bit picture. That's a pretty cool shot. Yeah, that there you go. It kind of shows you. I mean, how. I mean, it's you can barely see it to the other side of the lake. That's a cool picture. You can't see the other side of the lake there with that sun, but it's huge and it's beautiful. It's a nice, really nice RV park too.
hmm Another RV park, if they're booked up, is Cypress Lake Resort RV Park in Berwick.
Right here.
hmm
Nice.
They've got a pool back there, and then it goes out into the river, or not the river, a lake back there. And then there's rumors that they're going to eventually have a lazy river. So that'll be even more fun eventually.
I got a question from the Joe said thank you, but does pepper spray work on alligators?
I've never tried. I promise they're more scared of you than you are of them. So just uh, right now, I wouldn't even say that they're out there as much because we just had alligator season, so it shouldn't be too big of a worry. And by the time November rolls around, hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler, so they'll won't be out as much because they don't like to be cold. So you shouldn't have to
Yeah.
worry too much about them.
So we've been down there 3 times, pretty like for several days at a time. And the last 3 times, from when was Christmas, we didn't see any alligators at all or nothing. And then Thanksgiving, I think we've seen one maybe. Liz said she's seen one. And then we went there in July and we've seen a lot of alligators, a ton of them.
They're out in the summer for sure. Alligator season is in August, so it starts at the end of August, so it only makes sense for you to see it in July. Yeah. And they're
And if
usually
anybody
huge.
kayaks, I want to see proof of it. I don't. Maybe in a couple of years I'll get the guts to kayak, but I don't think you're going to see me on a kayak down there. And maybe some of these guys, but I don't think Chris Wallace or Joe Stringer are going to be getting on a kayak either down there. But I mean, I guess they're more fed to you. I think somebody's seen Troy Landry there a while back.
Yes.
Isn't that show and them around that area?
They come out all the time. Troy Landry actually lives in Pier Park, which is right down the road from Lincoln Park, right out at past Stevensville. And he comes to Morgan City all the time. You could probably catch him at the China King Buffet. They've seen him at Cafe JoJo's. Like, he's always around. You might catch him while you're in town.
Nice. Here's a good question. So I'm not really sure how to answer that, how long the run is from Morgan City to the Gulf. I know that I think in about 22 miles, you can get to where it's just the ship. I guess I call it the ship channel, where it opens up and you have a few islands, but it's only the ship channel. And then, I mean, I don't know how much further out until you get to Salt, but it's not very far. I mean, do you know much about that, or?
I don't know how long, but I know if we pull up the map, you can see where the Atchafalaya leads all the way down into the basin and into the Gulf.
Let's see. Well, that's even easier to see without the land. So the weigh-in and everything obviously is right here, right by the bridge. You got Berwick on the left, Morgan City on the right. So let's just say that you put in at the Jesse boat ramp right here. It's not very far. You just follow this river down. And so this whole area, this is where, I mean, it opens up. That's, it's not, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not far, but it is beautiful. And this is a good way to kind of understand how much water there truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went there, I was seeing barge traffic going down. I never even ventured this way. I don't even know. There's a ton of stuff that way. I don't even know what this water is over here. But like I said, we spent some time on this lake and Flat Lake and then the river, and it's just so much water. I didn't even see this. There's a Lake Verret up there too. That's it probably all it's all. Now I wonder how far up the tides affect things. Do you know about that?
Yeah, the tide. I don't know how far up, but I know that the tides do affect it. I mean, fun fact is that Morgan City and Berwick used to flood every year. That's why we have the seawalls, to the degree that they would have to go to school on a boat because they would flood every year. The whole cities would just be completely underwater. And so it's this past summer, we had to close the seawall doors so that our cities wouldn't flood in hopes that it wouldn't. We didn't this year, but the water was really high this year. So I'm sure it does affect us because we're always worried about the seawall, making sure we have them closed just in case.
We got some Danny Stay Ship Channel 5. Nothing's required on boats different. You know, it's definitely, we always recommend a VHF radio. If you plan on venturing south, make sure you have everything together and know what you're doing. Make sure you got your mapping. Liz and I went really far south, but again, we had Starlink on the boat plus our VHF radio. But it's like I said, there's so much water to check out, and it's just such a unique place. And you know, I remember when we put in at below Berwick at the Jesse Fontenot, or how do you pronounce it one more time? Fontenot. Okay. When we put in that south ramp, I remember one morning we left and there was a shrimp boat picking up some people, and I noticed that the dock had like 3 tiers on it, and it was really like you could almost walk maybe on like the second level of the shrimp boat. That evening when we got back, it was crazy how much water that dropped or whatever. I mean, it wasn't just a few inches; it was a lot. So it's pretty cool to see that. So I learned also that weekend. I tied the boat up that evening somewhere and came back out, and it was like hanging. So if you tie your boat up, make sure you leave your rope loose. That is a little fun note there, side note. So hotels and stuff like that. I guess I'll pull the map back up. So really a ton of options. The closest stuff is going to be probably that cluster where we stayed, the Holiday Inn in Hampton. So you got the Hampton right here. And this is all off that 90. Where does 90 take you to New Orleans, or where does 90 go?
Yes, 90 takes you straight to New Orleans.
Okay. And how far is that?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half, and you can be downtown. Okay, cool. So right off 90, like I said, the Wayne is right here next to the bridge. And then you've got hotels. There's Shoney's, Hampton, China King Buffet. I think I did eat there, actually. Holiday Inn Express, Best Western. And then there was a Mexican restaurant that I ate at.
Don Jose's.
Galley?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, Don Jose's. This is a really good place, too. And we could walk there from the Best Western or Holiday Inn or La Quinta. And then right down here is also the Quality Inn, and they've got a restaurant inside, too, Morgan's Restaurant.
They have a bar in there as well.
Yeah. So parking, we have stayed at here. They got a pool. I don't know the pool. Maybe the pool's probably still warm, I guess, that time of year down there.
It's still warm right now, so probably.
Yeah. So plenty of places to stay. There's plenty of bait shops. The Atchafalaya Cafe is a pretty cool place we've ate at. We've about been to every place almost there. What else can you think of?
I will say that we do have room blocks put in at Clarion Inn and the Holiday Inn Express, so they've given you a little discount if you purchase your rooms from those two locations.
And we'll share those on our event page too for everybody. Let's see, any other little questions? Okay. All right, what else can you think of? Let's see. Oh, where's the donut shop at? We're going to try to do donuts for everybody in the morning.
It is right off the bridge, kind of probably where you see Morgan City at. Yeah, it's off of Brashear Avenue. So zoom in a little bit more. Do you see 182, Highway 182? Go up.
Yes.
That bridge, that
On the
second
north
bridge.
side of the bridge?
Yeah, that's now zoom in over there, right in there. It's somewhere kind of right off of Brashear.
What's it called?
It's called the Donut Shop.
I think it's right here. Because I thought I've seen it the other day. Well, not the other day, but.
Now, there is one on Marguerite Street as well. We have a few, but the one that's right off the interstate is going to be, or is right there on 182 Brashear Avenue.
Is it coffee and donuts?
Yep. That's
the donut shop. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be cool. Oh, that'll probably be set up on it, the boat with lights and all that.
I don't know if it'll be lit when y'all come in. They light it, I believe, at Thanksgiving. But the boat will be there for sure. It's always there. It's the spirit of Morgan City.
Yeah, the donut shop. Let's see. Yeah, I'm excited. So Thursday night will be the mandatory captain's dinner. We'll go over the rules and all that stuff. Have some good seafood, and then we'll start there in the morning on Friday, and then you'll be able to disperse to one of those ramps. We'll weigh in there, and then same thing. So Friday night we'll try to get some food vouchers for the other side of the river that we'll be able to see while we're weighing in. You can go charge your boats, and then we can maybe get cleaned up after the weigh-in on Saturday. Wait, is it? Yeah, Friday. I'm already. Is my calendar right? Is Friday night where they're doing the festival?
Friday night. It's Friday through Sunday, so the whole time y'all are in town.
Okay, so we'll be able to do that, and then yeah, there'll be plenty of stuff to do, especially if you bring your family in town. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah,
and we'll start sharing all these pictures that everybody has seen. The different routes. Make sure you get on the Facebook page and follow the event on Twisted Cat Outdoors. We'll have all this stuff on there that we'll start posting. The host hotel stuff. I know some of you are going to be waiting because it's probably most of you might have an idea by after this coming weekend, after Savannah, if you're going to be able to make it or not. It is getting really close. Let's just pull that up. I'll kind of show you too. It's pretty exciting how close it has become here. I mean, it's going to take a lot of points to get in. All right, so this is the update after this past weekend, and it has changed a lot. I think last year it was in the 720s to get in. So with 2 events left, it's 727. So 727 right now to get in, which is wild. And then you got 2 people there. But look at all these still in the 700s. A lot of people that are going to get their 4th tournament in this coming weekend. So it's a tight race. So the most points you can have, obviously, is 800 is a perfect score, which Craig Norris is really close. I don't know that he might be able to get. I mean, I don't think that's definitely the most we've had so far in the last several years. John and Kevin gained some more points. I think they went from 785 to 789. So things will get really close. And how it works, I don't know, Allison, if you've kind of followed some of this, but out of all of these tournaments, we take your best 4 events, which calculates to this blue highlighted area. But when we come there, it's whatever you have to get there plus the championship. It's Morgan City. So just because you're up by 4 points or 5 points or 3 points, you have to really finish strong or you could get beat out. So to become the points angler of the year, but just to even get invited, you got to be in this blue. So as you can see, a lot of this is starting to change and getting really close. And not everybody can get in. You've got a couple teams that got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events. This angler's got 7 events, and they still haven't got the points to get in. We've got Cole Delp. Where's Cole on here? So Cole is he's like in 60th right now, and he is doing everything he can. He had a decent finish, 181 this past weekend. So I know he's coming to Savannah to try to get up, but I think it's going to take, I'm going to say 746 to get in. I think it's going to take 746 to get in. So all these people down here are going to have to get some more points, but we will see. And then you can find that on the Facebook page. So we just posted it on the main page, and then you can also go to the events, but pretty wild how close it is getting.
Yeah. That sucks for you guys that might not get to make it down here, though. You'll have to plan a trip, I guess, to come see us.
Well, yeah, I think after maybe we figure the logistics of the event and everything, we can make a regular season tournament in the future down there. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I think it's going to blow up once we get an event under the belt and, everybody sees, what it's like down there.
Mm-hmm.
But we were doing good for only 3 events. So, yeah, you got to hopefully this weekend you got a good 4th event, and that jumps you up because I think you're in the 500s right now. So he says they'll be at the last 2. So, yeah, a lot of people are traveling. That Chris Wallace and his team are from Alabama. They came to Illinois to fish to get some points. So they'll be in Tennessee, and then they're going to be going to Oklahoma so they can hopefully go to Louisiana to get some of that shrimp.
Yeah. That, if nothing else, let that be your motivator, that you get to have fresh shrimp right off the boat. I mean, you can't beat that.
No. And like I said, it's this for every year people get excited, but I feel like so many people are excited this year to try to make it. And I feel sorry for the ones that don't make it. I mean, they're trying, but it's, it's not easy to get in. And the things I do for sure.
Just move on down here then.
Yeah. Well, he's already moved from Indiana to Alabama. So, I mean, the next move can be Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, it's almost been an hour. I appreciate you for jumping on. I know it's, like I said, you never thought you'd be on a catfishing podcast talking about a championship. Did you ever think you'd have a catfishing championship, national championship in your backyard?
I mean, just because I love the area and we're known for water, yeah, because why not? Why wouldn't we be here with it? Because we're the perfect place to have your tournaments, all of them. Everybody should bring them. And
you also, don't you guys host like I don't know if it's a tournament in June or July where it's like reds and catfish and like a bunch of species together? Like it's broke out different one. Didn't somebody put on a big tournament like that?
They have a rodeo. I know that. The Morgan City rodeo happens, I believe it was in July, maybe. We have The locals put on fishing events all the time, so it's never ending down here. I mean, when you live this close to the water, water is a part of your life. So,
Yeah, it's like everybody's pulling a boat down there.
uh-huh, uh-huh. That's what you finding a random crab trap is funny to me because I learned the other day that apparently it's illegal for you to not have your crab traps where people can know that they're there. But some of the older generation who've been doing it for years still like to hide theirs. And so where it's below water, so you can't catch it. That way, nobody's stealing their crab or their crawfish, depending on what they're trapping. So it's funny that you found one because that's just a way of life down here. You can't if you see one, I would leave it alone because these Cajuns are crazy. Don't play games with them.
Yeah, because that's another thing we talked about. Like a lot of them live kind of on the water, right? I mean,
Mhm.
and that's some of their land, so they have gates around their land and stuff.
Yes, that would be another big piece of advice for you guys is those of you who make it, if there's a gate, don't go through it. Just leave it closed, keep fishing where you're allowed to fish because if it's closed, that means it's private property. I know you can't own water, but somehow they've got away with it. There's been arguments and things about it, so we'll just keep you guys on the straight and narrow and just stay away from it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're watching this after it's been live, obviously Monday night between 7 and 8 Central, and you got questions, shoot the question on this podcast and we'll make sure we get them answered. I think we got the RV stuff for Joe, and yeah, we'll get everything answered. And as we move closer, we'll get more and more info. But like I said, this is a good start to kind of get that out there for people that have never. I mean, some of y'all never been to Louisiana at all, so it's going to be a huge, huge culture shock for some of you.
I mean, if it makes any of you feel better, it was a culture shock. I'm from North Louisiana and coming to South Louisiana, it was a culture shock. So don't feel bad if you come down here and you're like, oh, it's a lot for anyone.
Yeah, but the people were great. Like I said, even
Yeah.
at the hotels, I mean, they were super awesome. So,
Yeah.
another thing I did, I actually got pulled over on below the river, a few miles down by a game warden, and Liz was actually reeling in a shark. And when he stopped us,
Oh,
we actually got to ask him, what fishing license do you need? And his answer was, technically, a freshwater is fine for you unless you're keeping saltwater, unless you go obviously pretty far out towards the Gulf. But on the river section, just make sure if you're wanting to catch like any kind of saltwater, like a red or, crabs or any of that stuff, and you're going to keep anything, I would probably get your saltwater license also. But for what we were doing, he said that we were good for freshwater. So
yeah.
just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, our parish police force and the Coast Guard, they have a very heavy presence on the waterways, so definitely
Yes, they
follow
do.
the rules. They're out there.
Yeah, I was shocked because, again, Google Maps does not do that area justice, because when you get down on that river, I mean, it gets big and wide, and you do have a lot of shallow flats, but I mean, there are a lot of, like I said, he was in a gator tail boat, came up with a mud motor, and I mean, super, super good guy. But yeah, we've seen several of them on the river, on the lake, and decent amount of Coast Guard. And then once we were fishing and we seen a ship actually going up the river, which was pretty cool. So,
Yeah, that is something too. Is the Atchafalaya River is used heavily for shipping. That they'll pass right through under the bridge all the time. So just watch where you're going. Keep your eyes up. You guys,
yeah,
obviously, you guys have been fishing for a long time, or you wouldn't be getting close to the national championship.
true. Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll be in touch, and maybe we'll do another podcast, right before the championship. And then everybody else, next Monday night, we'll really do a deep dive on the Oxygen from Alton Classic and Savannah. So we'll be checking live wells in Savannah too. And then just start to, we all want to learn how to better keep fish alive and healthy. So I think we learned a decent amount this past weekend in Alton. And then all the pictures and everything will be updated pretty much on the Alton Classic Facebook page, but we'll also update everything tomorrow on Twisted Cat. And hopefully we see y'all in Savannah, Tennessee this weekend. And good luck, and hopefully making the Twisted Cat Outdoors National Championship and head to Morgan City. So, all righty, Allison, thank you so much for being on, and everybody
Thank
have a
you.
good Monday night. And
All
we're
right.
out.
Good luck, guys.
All right, see ya.